Hi, I'm Ben Kelson, a senior analyst with GTM Research. I'm here at the SoftGrid conference with Steve Erlich, a senior vice president with Spacetime Insight. So Steve, situational awareness has been a key focus within the utility industry over the last couple of years. Can you tell me how that technology is changing and evolving within Spacetime's platform?
So situational intelligence has evolved quite a bit over the years because as the utilities are getting smarter and they're bringing in more data from the IT side of the house as well as their OT, the operations, and then trying to weave into that what I call the ET, the environmental technology. That has created a whole set of additional complications in terms of them understanding what the situations are in their grid. And so it's about solving the fire problem of which fires are attacking my assets. It's solving a problem of not just weather, but also things like how are my assets performing? Are they doing better or worse than I expected? What's happening with my meters? Are the meters not responding? Why aren't they responding? So it's covering a very wide array of scenarios from the crisis at one end and down to routine planning and maintenance at the other end.
When it comes down to the key aspects of deploying a situational awareness-based software system, what are the key points in which a utility needs to focus on to garner value?
The value is really determined somewhat by the application. So if you're really after asset analytics, asset maintenance, the goal there is increasing reliability of the grid, making better rate case justifications, ensuring customer service and satisfaction are out there. And so we're very much driven by those kind of measurements. When you're looking at the meter side of things, it's then about revenue protection and averting theft or detecting theft. It's also about billing accuracy, billing on time, and so on. On the renewable side, it's how do you maximize the use of those assets, and how do you make sure that you can get the most accurate forecast so you can project the use of your assets correctly and most expediently. So depending on the application, the value that we're delivering is in those particular areas.
There's been a lot of talk around predictive analytics within the utility industry over the last couple of years, and there's been a lot of trouble actually enabling ththose types of solutions. And over the last 6 months, you've integrated some features of those types of applications within Spacetime. What are the key value points that it's enabling you to provide beyond what was available before?
Yeah, I think predictive analytics, as a technology, is still fairly early in adoption. But the value is in terms of, can I better understand what might happen with my assets? And if I can avert some kind of crisis from happening. The cost of that is very hard to measure because, if it's a bad crisis, that's going to run into hundreds of millions of dollars. So, investing a small amount of money in some software to potentially avert that is significant. So, I think that the challenge for many utilities with predictive analytics is it's based entirely, for the most part, on how much data I have. So the longer my historical data is, the more accurate I can be with my predictions. And many companies have not held on to that historical data. They haven't had a place to store it. So I think that as this evolves, that companies will start to realize that saving that data and storing it, even though it's a huge volume, is going to have tremendous value going forward in terms of using predictive analytics to better the stability of the grid.